I don't think anyone would dispute the fact that three words you never want to hear in your life when the doctor stares you down and says you have cancer. It strikes fear in the heart of everybody. But what we want to do is try and convert that fear into a feeling of hope. And to attack cancer has been the goal of for probably 50 to 100 years of scientists and clinicians. So what are the ways that you can attack cancer? There's the molecular biology revolution, small molecules, the monoclonal antibodies, the advent of chemotherapy, the radiation, and these have all been partially successful, but it's still cancer occurs all the time. What we've now realised that perhaps one of our best weapons is one that nature gave us, and that is the immune system itself. And this was recognised in 2013 by Science magazine, that immunotherapy was the breakthrough therapy of the decade, science of the decade. So what does immunotherapy actually mean? Well, when we defend ourselves against infections, virus, bacteria, fungal, what we do is we produce two arms of the immune system. One is antibody, which can identify the infectious agent and remove it, but we also need another weapon, which we call killer cells. Because a virus, for example, and a parasite live inside a cell, and when they're inside the cell, and some bacteria live inside cells, the antibodies which circulate can't find them. So we need a mechanism whereby we have a cell population which can find these abnormal cells because they've got a virus or a parasite in them and kill them, and they're called killer cells. So when we look at anti-cancer, what we would like to be able to do is we can make antibodies which recognise cancer cells, and we know that there are some killer cells which recognise cancer cells, but alone each of them are suboptimal. And the killer cell becomes even more problematic when we consider that our immune system is designed through evolution and selection to react against foreign, but not react against self. And cancer is effectively a self condition. So how do we get around this self-tolerance and empower the immune system with a way of killing your self cells? And we do this now with some really smart technology, and this is to combine a killer cell with the antibody finding capacity, the cancer finding capacity of an antibody. So effectively giving a killer cell a GPS tracking system. And now we have a way in which we can inject these, what we call chimeric antigen receptor T cells, that can track through the body. The GPS is the antibody, it finds the cancer, it triggers that killer cell into action, which then kills the cancer cell. It's phenomenal technology. It's basically mankind super engineering what evolution had done for us by survival of the fittest. The second pillar of the immunotherapy revolution is actually antibodies themselves, because the immune system has, as we would want, it has a turn-off mechanism. Because if we've removed the bacteria or the infection, we don't want the immune system to always be continually producing these factors, because we'd feel like we had fever and aches and pains all our life, and we'd be pretty uncomfortable, and the immune system would burn out. So we have this thing called checkpoint blockades. So basically the immune system controls itself. Now in the case of an infection, when the infection's gone, it would be good to switch off the immune system. But in the case of cancer, that's not what we want. We want the immune system to go as hard as it can to try and find the cancer cell and kill it. So this is a very interesting paradigm, because now we have an antibody that can switch off the checkpoint blockades and open up the immune system as a whole to try and find and kill the cancer. That's what we would call non-specific cancer defense. It's just allowing the immune system that we have to do its best. But it's not really engineered specifically for the cancer. The chimeric antigen receptor T cell, on the other hand, has the cancer finding and killing mechanisms. So at the moment, these two are considered as separate alternative therapies for cancer patients, the CAR T cells or the checkpoint blockades. But maybe the best opportunity is to combine the two. And the reason we say that is that while the cancer-specific killer T cells are great at finding, and they can even kill cancer stem cells, we think, what they don't do is provide the immune system a general defense against infection. Now, if many cancer patients are immune deficient because they've had chemotherapy, radiation therapy, which as a collateral damage destroys the immune system as well as trying to kill the cancer cell. And therefore what we want to be able to do is overcome the infection as well as kill the cancer. So maybe the checkpoint blockade inhibitors are enabling the immune system to have a broad brush, kill cancer but kill infections. And the CAR T have the cancer specific killing.